everybody and welcome to the Football Philosophy channel, and this is the player in focus. After I did the ratings, I put four players on the Rick the Reg UK on Twitter for people to vote on to see who would be the player in focus, and Pogba is the player in focus. There was over 5,000 people voted on it on this occasion, and Paul got well over 30% of the votes anyway, and is the player in focus. Just want to quite a few people asking me a few things, and quite a few people being critical or even hypercritical on Twitter about me marks. I'd just like to clear a few things up. I've got the marks in front of me that I gave to everybody. Mostly 7s and a couple of 8s, a couple of 6s. So I've got Mason Greenwood on a 6, I've got Donny van de Beek on a 6, then I've got Marcus, Edison Cavani, Victor Lindelof, Henderson, Maguire and Shaw all on 7s, and I've got Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Scott McTominay and Paul Pogba on 8s. As much as I take my football seriously, I'm sure we all take our football seriously. It is a bit of fun. I mean, ratings are so difficult, and especially I know people do it straight after the game. Straight after the game, it's virtually impossible, I think, to get it anywhere near right. Then when you watch it again, you've got more chance. And I've actually watched it a third time in order to watch a specific player, because Paul's won it. So I've actually watched it. And watching just that specific player and concentrating on his every move, I've got to be honest, I'm thinking to myself, should I have really made him an 8? Maybe I should have given him a 7 like everybody else. There are 2 or 3 pretty poor mistakes. But how many poor mistakes? Look, at the end of the day, like I said, it is a bit of fun, although it is serious as well. But the ratings is a bit of fun, it's a bit of enjoyment, it's entertainment. So I gave him an 8 because I thought he played very well on the day. Having watched it again, I still think he played pretty well, maybe very well. But is there a hard and fast rule as to how many mistakes, how many sloppy mistakes you can make in a game before you actually do get marked down for that? You know, it's not a hard and fast rule, is it? It's a difficult one. But I also, as much as it's a bit of fun and it's enjoyment, and as much as it's also serious at the same time, because it's supposed to be an entertainment, and that's why people do it, would it not be boring if you just said everybody played well, everybody gets a 7, or everybody played very well, everybody gets an 8? I'm pretty sure if you'd have asked Ollie before that game what's going to have to happen for you to get a win against Liverpool today, I'm pretty sure he would have said all my players are going to have to play well. Pretty sure that's what he would have said. We need a little bit of luck to go our way, which you do need in football, and we need all our players today to play well. And I do think all the players played well or pretty well. The 2 lowest marks I gave were Van de Beek 6 and Mason Greenwood a 6. Everybody else got at least a 7. And a 6, if I get my ratings here, is a decent or above average game. A decent or above average game. So I thought Van de Beek and Mason scored a great goal. I've also said this, and I have people saying to me, you know, a lot of people know who my favourite players are. A lot of people saying on there, if Anthony Martial would have scored that goal or made that assist, you'd have been saying how fantastic it is. I always say, it's not about a specific individual moment. You need to be involved a lot to start with, or as much as you can be, and you need to do the simple things right as often as possible. And you can build a career, Roy Keane would tell you that, you can build a career out of doing the simple things right. So I think I still stick, having watched it all again for the 3rd time, I still stick with my ratings. Although I think maybe some of the higher marks could have been a bit less perhaps. I don't think I was wrong with most of my 6s and 7s, well, if not all of them. Maybe some of the players who got 8s maybe could have got a 7 as well. But like I say, it'd be a bit boring if I just gave everybody a 7. So here goes. I've got I think it's 15 clips ready to go on to onto Twitter for Paul Pogba, and got them jumbled up there. I'll have to sort them out as I go through. I've got 15 clips, and as I always do, just to show that everything's not everything's rosy. I've also got 2 or 3 mistakes in there as well. It's not just all about showing how well he played, because I did give him an 8, which is very well. But it's not just about that. I mean, first of all, if you show a few mistakes, it also shows why he shouldn't have got any higher mark than that. But at the same time, you know, you decide maybe he should have got a slightly lower mark, because a couple of the mistakes are pretty sloppy. And so the first clip of Paul in this game is a poor bit. I've only done it, I've just gone through it chronologically, I've not mixed them up, so it just happens to be the first bit that I thought was worth showing. So the first clip, you'll see him receive a pass from Luke Shaw, and I paused that clip just for a second or two, just to show the time and space that he's actually got on the ball when he receives that pass. He takes hold of it, Paul, and I think this is something that he does do in his game that needs improvement, I think. He gets hold of that ball and he has got time. Now, the players in the midfield in the Premier League are going to be on you before you know it. I do appreciate that pausing that doesn't quite give it credit as to how quickly they are on you. But players do receive the ball at times with defenders or midfield players already on them, not with a few strides to make up. They're already on you, and you need to use your size, you need to use your strength, and you also need to use your smartness. Your touch, if you're properly aware on a football field, your touch can take you away from the player who's coming from that side, or your touch can take you this way, away from a player who's coming from that side. So your touch and your strength and your awareness is all important. So this clip is just to show that he gets hold of the ball. He could make, I think Maguire's on. It's difficult to tell from the camera angle, but I think Maguire's on for a simple pass backwards, and he holds on to it. He gets dispossessed. 2 men get on him, fair play, but I think maybe he should get rid of it quicker, or certainly protects it better, and gets it taken off him, and on another day they might go and score. Clip number 2, Marcus Rashford. It's deep in his own half. Marcus Rashford plays a ball in front of him. It's not the greatest of balls by Marcus, and he has to rush forward. But when he rushes forward onto it, he's aware this time, and he sees Van der Beek, and he knows he has to rush it. There's players on him, and he touches it to Van der Beek, and he gets it back. On this occasion, when he gets it back, he's immediately got players on him, but he protects it really well on this occasion. So it's only a few minutes after the first clip, this, so it almost appears as though he's realised he's got to protect it better, and he's got to pass it sooner, and he does both of those things on that occasion. Clip number 3 actually leads to the goal. I'm only putting it on there because this game, as I said, Ollie would have said to you before the game that we've all got to play well. I'm playing well for you two. Only got 2 proper central midfield players. Van der Beek's a little bit more advanced. Obviously, Cavani's up top. Greenwood and Rashford, although they do track back, they're not proper midfield players. They're not always back often enough. They're not always back in position. So you've often only got McTominay and Pogba in the midfield, and there's a little bit of space around because the wingers are not back enough, or they're not tucked in enough, and it can make it a really difficult job. So I believe McTominay and Pogba in this game had the work cut right out in order, and for United to win it was great. So all the little things that they do, a lot of what they do is about team shape, always being there, making them pass wide, making them turn back. It's not always, I should have said this before the video started, it's not always about being able to make a tackle, being able to win a header, being able to pass it well. It's about being there, being in position, and making them, not making it easy for them, making it difficult for them to get through. And they did get through. Obviously, they got 2 goals and they had a couple of other chances, but it was always going to be a tough ask, and particularly with only 2 proper midfield players playing in there. So the clip number 3 shows a great tackle on the edge of the box, and just for making that tackle and winning the ball back for the team, that would have been good enough. Great, that was well done, well played. But it actually leads to the goal. It's a great tackle. Van der Beek is back on this occasion. He nips into the loose ball, passes it to Rashford, and the rest is history. So that winning the ball back on the edge of his own D led to the first goal. Number 4 again, as I say, I've just gone through them bit by bit as the game goes on. So this is a bit where he should do better, and he should do better perhaps. Perhaps he should do better twice in the space of a few seconds. The Liverpool player takes a loose touch, and it's Paul's favourite to win it, but he gets beaten in the challenge. Maybe he should be a bit stronger in the challenge, or maybe he should nip the ball away from him. I'm not quite sure how he should do it. There's numerous different things he could do, but he is first to the loose ball, but the Liverpool player goes through him and takes it from him. But after whatever happens next, it comes back to Paul, and he tries a long pass to Greenwood. And I think he definitely should do better in the first instance, but then he tries a long pass to Greenwood, which gets cut out too easily. So there's sort of, look, he's got to try that pass. I'm not going to go into him too heavily. It's well worth it. Greenwood's away if he can get it over that defender, but it's too low and it goes to the defender too easily. But it's almost like it's 2 mistakes in the space of 5 seconds there, 5 or 6 seconds. That's clip number 4. Clip number 5. In the left back spot, he shows the value of strength and defensive nous. He beats Mo Salah. He beats Mo Salah easily and brings the ball away, and he plays a beautifully weighted pass right in front of Marcus, and it sets United on the attack. That's clip number 5. I think the rest of them are all good ones, actually. I think they are anyway. Clip number 6. Maybe he should move it quicker. Sorry, number 6 is another poor one. He should move it quicker. He's got the ball in the middle of the field. I think maybe he should move it quicker. By the time he passes it to Shaw, they've come out. He then runs over and gets it back. When he gets it back, he dallies on it a bit too long, and James Milner takes it off him far too easily. Far too easily, James Milner takes it off him, and luckily Maguire's there. Maguire has to go into a meaty challenge to make sure Liverpool don't go on the break as well. He won't have been very pleased. Harry won't have been very pleased with Paul's. So now I think, as I say, I've just gone through it bit by bit, and I've got to show the poor bits, if they, it's particularly pretty poor bits, which these are. So that's clip number 6 there. He lost it far too easily to James Milner. Clip number 7. This is a great breakaway. It's a tiny little thing, but it's something that I'm always banging on about it. I always say it when I'm comparing Matic to Fred, when I'm comparing McTominay to Fred. Don't underestimate the value of having big, strong, and tall players. And he wins a header just outside his own box, and he wins it easily. And it's a bonus that you've got that. As I say, a smaller player probably doesn't win it. Or maybe if he does win it, he doesn't win it so easily, though, so that he can just head it to a teammate. Pogba wins it easily. He heads it to Van der Beek, who feeds Cavani, who feeds Rashford. Rashford runs up the field a bit and finds Greenwood, by which time Paul has got forward, so he's won it on the edge of his own box. He appears on the edge of their box. Greenwood feeds him, and he shoots just wide, and he's good at those sort of when he tries to pass it into the corner. He's good at those sort of shots. On this occasion, it was a couple of feet, maybe a yard wide, but it was great that he won the ball so easily, that set the attack going, and then he appears in the attack as well, and gets on the end of it to have a shot. That was clip number 7. Clip number 8 is a lovely cushion. It's a bouncing ball. It cushions a pass to Luke Shaw. It's beautiful. It comes back to him, and he's got Mo Salah next to him. Again, it's mainly about size and strength. He puts a long leg out, and he beats Salah just with the length of his leg, really, and uses his arm to hold Salah away, and he hooks the ball back towards himself. It bounces, and again, he plays a beautifully weighted pass to Van der Beek. Doesn't look a lot, but it's a lovely piece of play, this by Paul Pogba. That's clip number 8. Clip number 9. As I always say, in a game, well, in any game, but in a particularly difficult game like this, a lot of what you do is all about getting the simple things right. I could have showed oodles and oodles of simple pass here, simple pass there. A lot of people don't appreciate how important that is, but it is important that you do get time on the ball and give your teammates time for a little breather to get out, and lots of simple passing is a right bonus. And United had less of the ball on this occasion, but I would say more often than not, certainly percentage wise, the team that passes the ball better and has more of the ball would come out more often, not every time of course, but more often than the team who has less of the ball. So the longer you can spend on the ball, the more chance you've got of winning, but also the less chance you've got of losing. If you're under pressure and you haven't got much of the ball, the more you can keep it, the more chance your teammates can get a breather and get out. So I could have put lots of simple ones on. I've just put 2 or 3 on. And clip number 9 is simplicity itself, but he's got 2 men on him and he's first to the ball near the left back area, and he just lays it back to Luke Shaw, and Luke Shaw clears it up the field. Clip number 10, left back area again, single touch pass to Greenwood. The ball comes loose, he's just ahead of the left back area. He plays a simple touch pass to Greenwood. I think after another pass or so, it comes back to Pogba. When he gets it back, he's got players around him. Again, he protects it, and he turns away from the players that are on him, uses his size and his strength to protect the ball, and gives it to Luke Shaw. It's lovely and simple on 2 occasions there in the space of a few seconds, and it's good play that probably goes underappreciated by quite a lot of people. Clip number 11. It's a very quick clip, but you can just see him. The camera starts, it's on Klopp, so you just see it as it lands with him, the ball. But he receives the ball from a throw-in, and he just turns away from 2 men, leaves them 2 men like they're not there really, and just feeds a lovely simple forward pass to Van der Beek. It's a nice piece of play. Clip number 12. This is one that's in there for the fans. It doesn't impress me, and I'm sure Paul finds it really easy, especially on his favoured foot. But he plays a long ball from the centre circle out to Luke Shaw, and it's inch perfect, and he is excellent at that. A lot of people overestimate that. A lot of players have got that. I saw Trent Alexander knocking balls from one side of the pitch to the other, you know, like shelling peas, if you like. So the fans love it. I know they love it. It is a good ball. It does look great. It's an Hollywood ball, if you like. Nothing wrong with it on this occasion. It's straight to Luke Shaw, and it is a beautiful ball straight to Luke Shaw's feet, who kills it instantly. Clip number 13. Fred had come on by this stage. Paul seems to have nailed down a place in the team, and he's doing well enough for that to be the case. He is doing well enough every time he plays at the moment, but he's keeping his place in the team because they're managing to shuffle him around. You know, sometimes if they play McTominay and Fred, they play him on the wing. This weekend he's played next to McTominay. I've seen him play in midfield next to Matic, who would seem to be his regular partner for a while. But then, you know, if they don't use him in the centre of midfield, they're using him wide right or wide left. So Fred came on and he switched to the wing. And clip number 13 is a brilliant run. He gets the ball inside his own half. And the Liverpool players are struggling to keep up with him, and by the time he's almost level, he's inside the box and sort of almost level with the 6-yard line. He's run from his own half to the 6-yard line. His ball in should be better, but maybe he's tired after such a long run. He should really do better, but it is a really good run and it shows good athleticism. That's clip number 13. Clip number 14, again, is to do with height and strength in the middle of the midfield. And well, he's actually playing right, but when you're under pressure, he tuck in a little bit. So he's tucked in a little bit. They try a long ball. I just spoke about Trent Alexander playing long passes, and I think this might be from him. But he just backs up and nods it down gently into McTominay's feet. That's clip number 14. It's really important that you can get people doing things like that, and it just looks dead easy. And the final clip number 15, is a bit of an unusual one. I've just put it in there. You make your own mind up, really. It bounces in his own penalty area, and I think he's heading it back to Henderson. I think he's heading it back to Henderson. He's cool and calculated, if you like. But Wan-Bissaka's in between Paul and the keeper, and Wan-Bissaka heads it away. I'm not too sure what to make of it, to be honest. I think you do see. I think he's apologising to the keeper. Maybe even Paul is saying that perhaps he shouldn't have done it. But you know, it is a tight area. I think if Wan-Bissaka wasn't there, I think this is the point really. Wan-Bissaka is there, so Wan-Bissaka heads it away. But the fact that he is there and the fact that he does head it away means that he could have caused confusion. I think that's the important point. If Wan-Bissaka wasn't there, the header would have been perfect. It would have just gone straight to Henderson, not a problem. But you know, it didn't cause a problem really. Wan-Bissaka heads it away, and there's no problem. So that's that. Like I say, it is a bit of fun. I enjoy it. I'm sure a lot of people enjoy it who watch it. If you look at the 2 or 3 poor things, I think there's 3 pretty poor things on there by Paul. Somebody might say, well, that's too many to say that he played very well. On another occasion, other people might say, no, that's not too many. It's all right doing 3 poor things, so long as, because you can't get everything right. Something I like to look at though is players. It's one thing making a mistake. There's 2 major things. The most important thing is good decision making. If you've got a decision you're making decisions every second of the game, decisions where to run, decisions where to pass. Even when you control the ball, you decide in your own mind. You decide whether to control it in front of yourself, whether to control it slightly to the right. It's all decision making. If you get the decision wrong, it can result in you losing the ball. It can result in you giving the ball away cheaply. It can result in so many different things if you make the wrong decision. Sometimes you have a bit of luck, by the way. I have seen people make wrong decisions and it's worked out well, but you don't want to be making wrong decisions and hoping for that. So it's about making the right decision, but then if you make the right decision, it's about executing it well, making the right decision, but then doing it well. If you make the right decision, but then maybe don't do it quite so well, a pass that might get intercepted, but it was the correct pass to try, that I can live with. What I don't like is poor decisions and then poor execution. And you know, I'm not saying this happened to Paul a lot in that game. It did happen at least twice, where he got robbed in his own half. He should maybe have passed it quicker rather than holding onto the ball. That was a decision that he made. Trust me, that is a decision that you make. It comes to you, you've got to decide, have I got to pass this quickly or can I hold it? And then on the occasion when he gets it taken off him by James Milner, again, poor decision to hold on to that ball and for, you know, to make it easy really for Milner to take it off him. So maybe, you know, some might say he should have had a 7. We did win 3-2. Let's not be churlish about it. Beating Liverpool is fantastic. And as I said before I started, I'm sure Ollie would have said to you, I need all my players to play well to have a chance of winning this game. So maybe I should have given them all at least a 7. I did give Van der Beek a 6 and I gave Mason Greenwood a 6. Maybe I should have given them all a 7 and then just a couple of 8s. But like I said as well, maybe that would make it a little bit boring. Sheffield United tomorrow. I'll be back tomorrow with a pre-match show. We'll be going live before the game, but sometime before that, I'll do a quick preview of the game as well tomorrow. I hope you've enjoyed that show. If you've enjoyed that show, please subscribe. Please tell all your friends. If you didn't enjoy it, don't tell anybody. Keep stum.